Hey, welcome to my video, my first ever video on my YouTube channel in English. So hopefully that's gonna be okay. Yeah, I was working on a page in my art journal last night, and I thought, why didn't I put the camera on? So I put the camera on this morning, but obviously I already did a part of the page. So I'm just gonna explain to you what I did. I'm sure you recognize it. You have a lot of leftover paper when you craft, and I always put them in this file folder, and as you can see, it just continues to grow. Sometimes I use some of the papers to, for example, make die cuts or for small projects, but yeah, it is a lot and it just keeps growing. So I thought I have to do an art journal page with leftover papers. And that's what I did last night. I started to tear the paper. And usually you can just tear it and see what happens. But I wanted to fill the whole page and not have any white spots. So I used a lot of small pieces as well. And I used the Distress Oxide tea dye to just color the edges so that it does seem like a whole. It's a very busy page now, but I have a lot of nice pictures to put on it, so I'm just going to take you with me in this process, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So I was thinking to bring the page more together, I'm just going to use a stencil and some folium paste, and I picked out this flower pattern. I don't know if you can see it, but I kind of like that, and it goes well with the picture I'm going to be using later on. So I'm just going to apply this, and if you want to do it really neatly, you can just stuck this mask stencil to your page with a bit of tape. I'm not going to be doing that, but you should actually. I never do it, and then later when it doesn't turn out the way I want it to, I just say, oh, I should have taped it. Well, okay, I didn't. So I'm just gonna make sure there are some flowers on my page, and I'm just gonna do that in the corner over here as well. Oh, yeah, that's messy. That I need to clean this up. Okay. And now, obviously, it's all over my hand. Now, let me just grab a tissue. Okay, this is not what I like. I'm just gonna take that away. Maybe a few more in this corner, and then that's done. And when this is not dry, you can easily just swipe it away like I did. That's fine. Let me just put the excess back in the jar. Okay. I'm just gonna wipe that off. Yeah, this is pretty much how I thought it would have to come out. I'm just gonna dry this real quick, and then I'll get back to you for the next step. Okay, so that is pretty much dry now, and I'm just gonna cut off the excess that I've got here. It doesn't have to be really neat, but just a little bit of excess that can go. I'm now going to use my Distress Oxide again, and just to add a bit of color to the texture paste that I used, the volume paste. Again, it's really nice if this color just turns up like on the edges of the paper and in the volume paste, just at random places, so that it becomes more of a whole. I'm just going to add a bit of water. And it's just funny with me because I make a lot of art journal pages and I usually forget to add the volume paste, and it just gives it just that little bit of extra. So I don't know why I keep forgetting that, but this time I didn't forget it, so that's a plus. Maybe I'm learning. Well, that looks better already. Makes it stand out just a little bit more. Okay, let's leave it like that. And I'm quickly going to dry this. Alright. Well, the next step is that I'm going to add my picture. And of course I'm going to add a text as well. And well, I'm sure you've already seen these, but these are hot right now. And I completely understand why, because they are beautiful. I was thinking about adding a flower, you know, to stick with the whole flower theme here. So I'm just going to, I thought I saw something a little bit early on. When I was going through this, I already saw something, and now obviously I can't find it. That's what happens. Oh yeah, I was going to do this one. I'm going to take out that one. I'm going to cut it with a little bit of white so that I can add my Distress Oxide. So I'm just going to cut that off camera, and then we're going to move on. And here I am again. Look how lovely this is. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. And like I said, I cut it with a white line. How do you say that in English? Well, I wanted to leave a bit of white so that I can add the Distress Oxide. And I'm gonna have to be really careful because this is really thin paper. So I have to be careful in doing this. But I'm just gonna ink the white edges of the page, of the paper, I have to say, the picture. And once I've done that, it's gonna look beautiful on my scrap paper background. And I have to admit, I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to craft supplies. So, you know, I can't throw out paper, which is, and I can't throw out any craft supplies actually. So yeah, if you have any more ideas of what I can do with these leftover papers, please let me know, because I need more inspiration. And sometimes when my friends tell me, yeah, you know, I bought this craft supply and I never use it, so I'm gonna sell it. And they ask me, well, you have it, do you ever use it? And I say, well, no. And they tell me, well, you should sell it then. And I'm like, no, maybe someday I will use it. I will watch a video of someone using it and I will be thinking, this is what I need in my life. So I never say goodbye to craft supplies. Horrible, but it's the way it is. What do you think? Doesn't this look pretty good? And, you know, I can just stick this to this paper and it will look amazing. So that's my next step. I'm going to stick this and I will be right back. And here I am again. I just glued this to the page and look at that. I mean, these papers are so beautiful. It doesn't really, literally doesn't matter what you put on the background because it's going to look great. So I glued this, and I am now considering what to do with the edge of the page. And I can see I have to glue this one again. I'm gonna have to buy a new one because this one is ready to, almost ready to throw away. Okay, so I have a few colors here, a few of the oxide, Distress Oxide, and I'm just thinking, am I going to do the edge of the page in a brownish color or black, or maybe aged mahogany? Mahogany? Am I saying that right? Mahogany? Aged mahogany? What shall I do? I'm just going to try the aged mahogany and see how that turns out, and then I can always change my mind. Well, I do like it. It's obviously not going to stand out as much on the darker pieces of paper, but, you know, that's okay. But I do like this color. You should always add color to your life, I think. To your page and to your life. I just love these Distress Oxides. They're just so nice. Well, looking good, I would say. What do you think? Okay, I'm just gonna toss these aside. I don't think I'm gonna add a fairy because I just think this flower is pretty much enough for this page. I do want to add a text, so I'm gonna look at that. And maybe a bit of color. I do have these, let me just see. I have a lot, like I said, I never get rid of anything. So maybe the crayons I could use. I have the aged mahogany right here. Maybe I'm just gonna add this in some of the places that I want to use it for. Let me just use a brush just to give it a bit more shadow, maybe. Yeah. It could be that I'm now completely ruining the page. That wouldn't be the first time. Then I just go completely overboard with the color and it doesn't really look pretty at all. It happens, and it's okay that it happens. It's just a learning process, really. Oops. I think just a little bit of shadow around the picture. That's going to be great. makes it stand out just a little bit more, doesn't it? Yep, I like it. I think I'm going to use more scrap paper as background from now on, because I really do like how this turned out. Let me just add a bit of water here and there. All right, what do you think? Does that look great or what? Okay, I'll be right back with the next step of this project. Okay, for my next step, I'm going to use these Posca pens just to splatter on the page. Now, I don't really want my flower to get affected by those splatters, so I'm just going to lay something over this, just a piece of tissue paper. And yeah, which color to use? I'm just going to start with the mahogany color and then see what happens. Shake it, oh baby. Okay, let me see if this is working. Should be working. Nothing's happening. Let me just shake it some more. Yeah, that should be okay. Well, something is happening, but you don't really see it on the background. So I'm going to switch to the white one. Oh yeah, that's better. I hope you can see it, but I'm just gonna take the page a bit closer to the camera so that you can see the end result anyway. Well, let's just take this one off. You can see the splatters of white. So this is how my page turned out with using scrap pieces of paper, leftovers, on my background. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, my very first English one, which was a bit scary, but I think I managed. So if you like this video, please let me know so that I can record more of the videos in English. And I hope I've inspired you. So maybe I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.